So in this video, the topic which we are going to explore is a very famous one. A lot of legendary investors and traders have explored this topic, have given emphasis on this topic, but I still feel like people really don't care about this. Normal people don't care about this at all, right? And the topic of the video is cash is king. Why? Right? You have read the title of this video, you have clicked on the thumbnail of this video, and that is why you are watching this video. Even when a legendary investors and traders have made emphasis on this point, still normal people, retail people don't care about this. Why cash is king? And it is not necessarily bound to only investing and trading. In the normal life also, cash is king. And I'm going to explore this topic. I'm going to give you some points in the layman terms. Maybe those points would help you change your perspective. Why cash is king? So if you are an investor, if you are a trader, in both the scenarios, why cash is your king, or why cash is king? The reason is simple. If you are in investing or trading world, if you don't have cash, you are fully exposed to the market, and anything bad happens which is against your trade, which is against your trend, which is against your holdings, and if you don't have the cash, you cannot go for that opportunity which has presented itself in front of you in the form of bad direction, right? Let's say I'm going to give the example of current scenarios, right? Right now, US, Israel and Iran are in war with each other, right? Many countries are joining this war, and it is kind of start of World War III, right? Now, all the people who are investors, they are, waiting for their levels to come. Why? Because they have their cash aside, and they want the markets to crash to their levels so that they can buy the stocks. If you are a trader, then you are specially alerted, because each news which is coming into the play, right? And if you are trading in the market, maybe you are an options trader, maybe you are a future trader, right? So each news affects your trade. And in both the cases, like if you're an investor or if you're a trader, if you don't have free cash available to you, you're fully exposed to the market. Let's say you are fully into equities. You have bought the bonds, not the bonds, you have bought the stocks of your favorite companies, and you don't have any cash. Right now, when the market is bleeding, your stocks are falling, you don't have the money, right? Now, the times are bad. We are all seeing that there is a lot of destruction in this world, but still, you are seeing that these companies cannot go bankrupt, right? And because you don't have money, you cannot buy their stocks cheap, right? Maybe you have bought these stocks 5 years back, so maybe you are good to go. But if you had some money right now, maybe you could have scooped your favorite company's stock, some more, a little more. And if you are a trader, maybe you are in a short, and on the days like today, when market has suddenly pumped because of some news which Trump has shared on the social media, like I have extended the bombarding date to 5 days from my 48 hours ultimatum that Iran should surrender, right? So in these type of situations where your trade is totally against you, and if you don't have free cash, you cannot make money in this, and you are losing money, right? So that is why cash is king, especially if you are an investor or a trader. Now, we have covered these two topics, right? And maybe I don't have to make any more video on this, like maybe I don't have to explore this topic if you are an investor or trader. Now coming to the real life, maybe you are a retail, right? You are working in a company, okay? Now you are working in a company, you have an SIP, let's say, in the markets, right? Now in this scenario, you have an SIP and you don't have money right now when the market is falling. You cannot do lump sum. And let's say you don't have any money and suddenly, because of these economic pressures, your company fire you. If you don't have money, how you are going to survive? How are you going to eat? How you are going to nurture your family if you don't have any cash? That is the main point. That is why cash is king. It is universally accepted law kind of thing, where everybody is going to accept this point that you do need cash. If you don't have any savings, if you don't have any cash on you, you cannot go on living, right? If you don't have any money, I don't think so you are going to live past 1 week. Because if you don't have money, you cannot eat, you cannot clothe, you cannot wash. Your life is going to be very, very miserable. You have to live off the mercy of others, because you cannot buy anything which you like because you don't have any cash. Now, this was an extreme kind of example. Let's say you are doing an SIP, right? And SIP is there, and again, you are fired, or maybe the company has downsized your payment, right? Maybe company have cut their expenses and they have asked you that you are going to get less paycheck. Now when the markets are falling, you know that this is a very good time to create some long-term investments, but your money in hand has just shrunk, right? It have shrank, and now you cannot do the SIP. Now, if you don't have any cash, you cannot do the SIP, you cannot do the lump sum, and you are just losing the opportunity right now. Now, let's take another example. Let's say you run a company, you are a businessman, and you have your inventory full. You have made all of your products. And suddenly, because of this war, you are seeing that the material which you were using to make your product, the raw material, that have just dropped in the value. Now because your inventory is full, you don't have any cash, you have invested everything you own into the products of yours. Now you cannot take the advantage of that raw material which have just dropped in the value, right? Maybe you have to let go of some people which were very good for your company, but you didn't have the cash to pay them. There are millions of examples which you can see in your life. Even if you are a student, even if you are just reading, even if you are just studying, if you don't have cash, maybe you cannot get access to the latest computer, to the latest software, to the latest program which may have been around you. So this is the reason it is universally accepted in this world that cash is king, and you do need to have cash. I know, because I have been in this position where I don't have any cash. I am fully invested into the market, and there has been several times where I wish that I had the cash so that I could have made money. I could have made life-changing money in some instances. So that is why cash is king. It doesn't matter how much invested you are into the markets, into your business, into your life. It doesn't matter about that, but you do need cash, because you don't know when any emergency can come. Maybe it's an health issue. Your life is totally running fine. Maybe you met an accident. What happens then? You don't have any money. How you are going to take care of yourself? How you are going to take care of that person who was hit, or you can say who was in an accident, if you don't have any cash? There are millions of examples, and that is why I'm making this video. That if you are watching this video, somehow you have come across this video, please take it into your mind, into your heart, that you should always have some cash with you. It doesn't matter how small it is, but you should make a habit that you are going to have cash on you on every day of your life, right? You should have cash on you, and it doesn't have to be physical cash every single time. Means you do need physical cash, but it doesn't have to be physical cash every single time. You need to have some cash in your savings account. You shouldn't be fully invested in every single thing, right? You should be fully invested by your mind, but it shouldn't be by your money, right? So this was the topic of this video, and maybe I have made this video a little bit long, but I hope I was able to convince you that you should have cash on you. So this is it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.